person who.
Okay.
It's an interesting balance.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Him and Rye do that. You know what I mean? So
hello.
Mathis, don't try to be involved with our break conversation.
Yeah, what am I doing on this show anyway?
Something's ridiculous.
Why am I even
we
here?
were hoping you would die. But...
Listen.
We were trying to contemplate what character you would have re-rolled if you were to re-roll a character.
That's a good question, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'd probably have to take the week to think about it. But we're back. I didn't die, so it doesn't matter.
Gnomish.
Yeah.
A gnomish artificer.
Philanthropist. No, philanthropist. You just adventures.
You're like, I'm not going to drown next time.
I'm gonna play
I'm not going out that way.
a half-elf swashbuckler.
Oh God.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you do. I know you do.
Yeah.
See? Look at that. I already got one yay, Scott. You can't stop me.
Thrusk would literally pull rope.
All right, we're back. All right, we'll go. We got a little bit of time left.
You
Let's
guys
do
see
this.
the castle. Everybody's kind of in agreement. So let's go there and get some shelter. Maybe whoever lives there can give us some sort of.
Well, hold on. What else do we see? We just see a castle.
Oh, you see a castle, and there's a whole bunch of trees between here and there.
So, Grauman is an outlander, and that means he's a wanderer, which he has excellent, like he can basically find food and fresh water and whatever for up to myself and 5 other people, provided the land is applicable.
The water,
I feel like the land is probably
actually
applicable.
fresh, so you're good there.
Yeah, I feel like everything's applicable. So we don't have to like go to this castle we don't know about if we don't want to.
That's up to you. I'm barely conscious, so.
How far away is this castle?
Ryan's wincing in pain and like clutching her distant.
I'd like to do a song of rest here if I could, actually. Doesn't that make sense?
Well, you could just.
Like 100 feet or so, and technically speaking, we can actually retro that back for you there. With the exception of the damage on Funk, which is at half health, you would have done that after the combat during that time where you were singing songs and they were doing this and they were doing that. That would have been so everybody would actually be at full health, assuming that if they weren't at full health, if they spent an HD or 2 maybe for Grauman. Funk is at half health though, no matter what.
Yep, gotcha.
So.
All right.
So that all being said, it's up to you. So do you want to go to the castle or no?
Well, she can find us shelter, so why don't we hold off until the weather clears up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Rye is in a position of like moving very far.
Sure. So Addo actually also has a similar feature. So do you want you and Addo to kind of go off and find a cave together?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So the two of you kind of go spend some time off in the rain alone, looking for a cool dark cave. So, and then you come back and you report to you tell everybody else. It takes you guys a while.
I knew what you were doing immediately. It was good.
Yeah, I knew where this is going as well.
Takes you guys a while, but you eventually come back and say, "Oh, we found the cave. We just found it," and you make your way back. You bring them over to the cave.
Yeah, and then awkwardly, the cave is like way closer than the time you were missing, but like
it still took you a while for some reason.
Yeah,
There's rain in my eyes. You know,
the cave is like warm for some reason. It's really strange.
I think when you guys come back, you just see Rye like shivering in the fetal position, like holding her arm.
Actually, kind of the opposite. When all 4 of you get back there, or even the other 2 of you, Otto and Grandma, when you found it originally, the cave is colder than you would expect. You go into this cave and you're out of the wind and you're out of the rain and it's summertime and all that. But the cave is actually really cold. Like if you were to put a number to it, it's probably hovering like around 40 degrees or like 38 degrees. It's actually like refrigerator cold inside there as you go into it. So as everybody kind of goes in, you're kind of like, ooh, this is chilly. As a matter of fact, like everybody can kind of like, you can see your breath when you go into it. And it has this like dark, foreboding, unnatural feeling as you go into it. Even Thunk, who most of what the 3 of you are feeling kind of doesn't even weigh on him whatsoever. Even he feels this like sense of unnatural essence that's inside this cave that you guys chose to go into. So you're in the cave now, and you're there. Choose like way up the storm.
Snuggle time to keep warm. No, Grauman's gonna try to make a fire.
Sure.
I guess.
Do you have any wood or anything like that to burn?
I don't know. I'll go find some. I can make us survive. So.
Everything's wet outside, so sadly you're not going to be able to really find any wood. But Gromit would totally look. I mean, you could totally find something underneath rocks or underneath leaves, whatever the case may be. So actually, roll for me an investigation check, please, Maggie, as you're outside looking in.
Oh God, I'm -2 at this, so let's
Can
go.
I go help her out? Considering I'm also a leader.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you as well, please and thank you.
All right,
And,
cool.
probably the better bet at this is to have you roll with advantage instead of Maggie roll at all.
Right.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'll do that then.
That's a way to like jury rig the system in your favor. So
Yeah.
you guys are going around and you're looking and whatnot. You don't find any dry wood whatsoever, but so you do notice something peculiar. Like at one point in time, Gromit kind of like is like, all the trees around here look dead. And Addo's like, huh. And he looks around and literally, as you guys are walking around looking, it literally looks like every tree in this area looks like a dead tree, and like has been dead for some time.
Mhm.
And so you're walking around, and while if this wood was dry, it might make for great firewood, but these dead-looking trees in the middle of the summertime or in late summertime are a little strange. You come back eventually with 0 kindling or wood. Everything's just sopping wet. So once again, Otto and Rye disappear for a very long period of time and come out.
All right.
All right.
Otto and Gromit,
Ryan's
yeah.
Shivering her ass
Are
off
we
in
think
the
like
cave.
would this be like
So-
a desecrate spell kind of thing? You think?
Gromit has an out. Oh well, it's probably all wet then. Never mind. Because I have Outlander equipment, but I bet you it's all wet from being in the water.
Everything's saturated, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had oil, that would be burnable, but
I have tinder, torches, a mess kit,
nobody has lanterns, so.
bedroll,
So
hemp rope.
you guys just are able to kind of like get close together. Actually, out of the 4 of you, the most comfortable one is going to be Rye, because she can kind of wring out her huge heavy cloak, and while it's still wet, it's still cold in there, it's at least larger and heavier and able to better insulate whatever warmth she has, because it is a much thicker cloak. But everybody's horribly uncomfortable. If you choose to stay in this cave, it's going to be uncomfortable. So do you choose to stay there to wait out the storm?
We don't really have another
I like-
option.
Right makes it clear that she can walk if they want to try and get to the castle. She'll soldier up.
Well,
Actually,
could I actually like go over to Rye and
Yes.
like a medicine check and heal her?
Absolutely, I was just about to say
Set
that. Thank you for reading my mind.
your dislocated arm. I walk over to you, Rye, and I'm just
She's
I
actually
just
not complains this entire time. So.
no, I know, but I notice it's obviously all fucked up, and I just look to you as I grab your arm and I go, "Don't move," and I just medicine check you.
The other two are off searching.
Not creepy at all.
Ryan just like bites that. She like grabs like a nearby damp stick and just like bites down.
It's a 12
And she
medicine
bites
check.
that stick hard to no avail. It's a lot of pain, but zero effect.
Well, I try again.
Oh god,
Stay still.
The same exact roll.
so much pain.
Oh my gosh.
Rye is just in so much pain, but nothing
Can
happens.
Gromit
Right,
try?
There we go. Third time's a charm.
I was gonna say, if you fail the 3rd time, it's gonna actually inflict damage, and that would.
So you're like,
I was gonna Eldritch blast you in the face.
But you actually do reset the thing. It's like, no, as it goes back into place, and it's not very pleasant, but at least
I could see it taking a couple tries.
Listen.
the sharp pain, like the amount of pain you're put in, is brought to like an apex as he pops it in, but within seconds it melts away to like a duller, calmer pain. Eventually, everybody comes back. You can't light fires. You can't do anything. Do you choose to stay here? Do you choose to head to the fire, the castle?
I think Otto's gonna vote for the castle.
can I now knowing that like focusing, I guess, on the uneasy sense, could I like knowledge religion or something as a desecrate spell or something that's like what I would know from?
Arcana or something.
Yeah. Why don't you roll your religion check for me?
20.
There's definitely an unnatural presence here. As to whether or not it's the actual like essence of a evil deity or something like that, you can't define that. But there is definitely a supernatural, unnatural presence that's here in this cave. You can actually feel it's very, very nearby. More than that, I'm actually even going to go so far as to say you can literally feel as you're kind of like walking around and sensing this stuff, and it's kind of like praying to Grumsh and whatnot. You can literally feel like dark energy starting to fall on you, and they're starting to grab hold of you as you're doing this.
So I'll be walking around a little bit, and you'll see me like reach my hands out like I'm wisping at something physical, but clearly there's nothing there. And I'll clench into a fist, and I'll turn around and say, "We're not but done being tested. Something unholy lays across this land."
Like what?
That is yet to be known, but our answer probably lays within the castle. Rye, you're muted. I see mouth moving, but no.
Fuck my life. Rye's like teeth chattering, and she's like, "Is it warm?"
I'll look to you and just very seriously say, "Unlikely."
Oh, fuck.
Otto is, a little exhausted still, but well, it can't be much worse than this, right?
It can always get worse, Otto. And I'll start walking out of the cave.
That's the spirit. And I follow along.
Oh no.
Okay, so you guys decide to leave the cave, and as you leave the cave and walk away, Thong specifically notices that those tendrils of dark energy or whatever it was are kind of like pulled away from you, like you move away from its grasp, at least for now. And you make your way over to the cave. Again, it was a couple hundred feet away. You get there relatively quickly, and you make your way through these trees. And even as you get closer to the castle, it's something that instantly Thonk notices, like, wow, all these trees are dead.
Yeah.
And that makes sense from what he just knew. And Gromit and Otto, that further confirms what it was that they were able to notice on the way. Rye, however, is just kind of like, are we there yet? And,
Completely oblivious. Completely. Yeah.
and you guys keep making your way to the castle. Now, when you get to the castle, this castle is very large, and it's old. I mean, it is been. You can clearly see the decay of many years over this castle. You come up to where there's large, like the portcullis and double doors and everything. The portcullis is in fact raised, and the double doors are mostly closed, slightly ajar, but the doors themselves are all beat up and old, and the portcullis is old and rusted, and who knows if the chain for it even works anymore. And you guys are able to easily make your way in. Who steps into it first?
I guess Gromit will. If it's like a chains that we have to break, is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry?
You're saying there's chains on the door and they're easy to break?
I'm sorry. So there's no chains on the door. I'm sorry. The chains for the portcullis to raise and drop.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
That's what I was describing. I'm sorry.
Was there any
Yeah.
sigil?
I'll walk in first.
There was no sigil of note, Mathis. So nothing worth noting. Just give me 1 second. I think this is.
Gromit's gonna be like, let me check. And he's gonna try to go in.
So when you go into the courtyard, you see immediately it leads to like the double doors that would, a door that would lead into the castle itself. You see that there's a couple of other like buildings that are built into the courtyard. One of them is obviously where the stables are. One would be like where work hands are and stuff like that. So immediately inside the courtyard itself, there's 5 doorways that lead to like the inner part of the castle or various buildings in the courtyard there. And there's 2 more doorways that lead to the actual like towers that were on either end. So this castle is kind of awkwardly shaped, but the front part of it was a huge wall with the double doors, they had said, but on either side there's like large towers, only an additional story or so above the walls themselves.
But I see no people or anything like that.
No people, no anything, no.
Then I'm gonna motion them to come
Doesn't
forward so they can come in. And then I'm gonna go look at the next door.
Sure.
Probably the door to inside, because that's where we're going, not to the stables, not to the...
No problem. So everybody here looking around, you can see what is probably very easily the door to get into the castle. And then there's another door, which is like usually a spot where people just coming into trouble, almost like a you're just getting there before you get like your horses being taken care of, like a place for you to like wash up your face or go to the bathroom or do whatever you need to do before you go into the castle itself. There's also a room like that. Do you choose to go in like that one first or straight into the castle?
I think straight into the castle, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna let them hold out while I go in first again to check.
So you guys make your way into the castle. So as you go in, it's only like 5 feet wide. It's not like one of the big double doors or anything like that. As you go and make your way into the castle, and it immediately opens up into like a room that has a few doors off of it, like a hallway and everything. It's not overly large; it's rather small, and even a staircase that goes up. It opens up into a castle that once again is empty. The door leading into the castle is old and beat up, but still functioning. You can open it and close it. But immediately in there, it's just like a small 15 by 15 room with a hallway coming off of it, 4 doors, including the one you just came through, and stairwell going upstairs.
Is it warmer?
It's warmer because you're out of the rain and the wind, and it's summertime. But it's warmer than the outside, yes, but it's not warm.
Okay. I'm assuming the whole place is not warm because it seems abandoned.
Yes.
So I'm going to motion them to come in, and I'm going to look at Thonk and be like, maybe we stay here. Because it's like a small room. It's easy for us to guard.
Mm-hmm. Thonk looks around, just like vaguely, and then nods. Agreed. We can keep ourselves safe here for at least the time being.
Okay. And with that being said, we're going to have to pick up next session with the exploration of the castle and the mystery of the
Heck yeah.
darkness.
That was a good session, man.
It got intense.
That
Yeah, it
was
got very
intense.
intense. Honestly, like I can't wait to talk about like you saving Thonk's life because he's gonna spin that in such a fun way.
Come on, come on.
He was like initially like he was gonna spin as like this was a test of Grumish for Thonk, but the fact that Grommen saved Thonk now believes Thonk was merely a tool for Grumish's test for Grommen, and it's gonna spin it that way. That is his
My favorite thing is that we learned a lot
spin.
about Rye too. Like
Oh yeah.
that was kind of like crazy. So there's some weird
Really,
thing
though?
talking to. Not really though, but like
I don't
you
know
know
shit.
more.
I'm
There's
gonna be
some
honest.
weird creepy voice
Thonk.
talking to you. At first, I thought it was like, 'cause everyone was like, "Oh, it's the golden nugget." I was like, "Maybe it is," but then I was like, "Oh no, he's got like some kind of weird demon thing going on." So
Thonk learned a little bit about Rye. The fact that you were completely willing to just mutiny the same people. I was expecting resistance, but
Yeah, but you didn't know why.
no, but I didn't care. That was awesome. No, that was an intense session, and it was really fun watching Rye just destroy and give a lot of sass.
It's been the first time, really.
Yeah, you like wrecked face, man. That was
I was
awesome.
like, man, I got so many spells I haven't used. I should just try and go crazy. And it paid
use
off.
all the spells.
I could have quite easily just not hit anything with all that stuff. So it was just luck of the draw. But
So, by the way, now that Otto is aware of the fact that his magical loot can make people fly, I have absolutely no expectations that he's going to be responsible with that power
no,
whatsoever.
of course not.
All right, give me.
I imagine Gromit is going to be flying a lot. I heard it.
There's gonna be a lot of flying, like shows as you're like playing at taverns, and you're gonna like make yourself levitate, and it's gonna be
You'll
like.
make me levitate as part of your show. I'm like huge. People will be like, "What?"
All right,
Oh my god, you like playing a rock ballad and you start to like just levitate off the ground above the crowd, and they're all like,
Oh. Okay,
He's
that's pretty
on.
awesome.
He's off.
And it was, it was really good to see Otto have like a super serious and like worried moment as like Grommen and Thonk were under the water, and like Otto was just like panicked.
Yeah.
Could have very
He's
much
not-
been
he's
the
always
Otto
such a
Rye
good
show for the rest of that.
This is what that instrument can do. This is why like some of chat before was kind of like geeking out when they found out this is what you got and why it takes
Okay,
so long for
okay.
you to activate it. You ready? So the DOS loot has a few generic abilities and specific abilities. So you can cast each of these spells once a day, for your long rest or whatever. Fly, invisibility, levitate,
Mhm.
protection from good and evil,
Huh.
and then animal friendship.
Don't do it like that,
What?
Scott.
What?
Don't put your hands like that.
Because he
Fine,
counts
but
like
don't-
this.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Oh,
Oh, you count like yeah.
Like, why did you do it that way? Don't do
Yeah.
Stop.
I thought you were preventing him from throwing some horrible gang sign or something.
He's doing a sex
Wait,
symbol.
he can cast all of those.
This
once
is not
per-
Assassin's Creed, Scott. This is just the shocker.
Oh, this is how I
homie.
count. Oh,
He keeps doing it. Don't
So
stop.
I can do each of those spells once each per day.
yes, hold on.
You have more level 2 spells than I do now.
Hold on. Protection from energy, fire only.
Oh, I feel like Rye is jelly.
Rye's bad
And
jelly.
protection from poison.
Nice.
Rye's
got-
not that jelly because Rye got a
What?
present today as well, but it's a secret.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not telling you what I got.
I got a. See, my gift was like, you get +1 wisdom, but you lose your armor, so go fuck yourself.
And you get a spear, but you're gonna die trying to use it.
Funny thing about that, you don't have the ability to learn this now. You'll learn it next time you buy armor since you lost that. But one of the things that he'll be able to learn through his experimentation is that if he wears armor but leaves that spot exposed,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to carve a
You have to get
spot.
like some over-the-shoulder stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Oh
you'll
yeah, like
be
one
good to go.
shoulder and then the other shoulder is exposed. Kind of like
Yeah.
how Grommen only has one shoulder exposed.
Yeah.
One of the funny things about that actually is one of the things that he had noticed is that now that had been exposed, as he was walking around and holding on to his spear, he realized that his senses were actually even more awoken than they were beforehand. Walking around with a spear meant nothing before, which is a nice weapon. But as he walks around with his exposed symbol and the spear in hand, his senses wake up even more. He's able to see more and take in more. Like the fact that they had to search for the woods, but you found them. The fact that the woods were just a bunch of dead trees instantly, that's an expansion on Thunk. But we can worry about that stuff in the future.
All right. Well, that was an awesome session. We're going to go around the room, talk about what people are doing this week, where people can find you, and then we'll finish with an announcement about tomorrow in case you're joined late or whatever. So starting with Sam. Sam, where can people find you? What do you got going on this week?
Hi guys, what's up? I go by Strippin on Twitch. This weekend, you're gonna find me playing For Honor and Nothing But For Honor. The beta starts at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. So, which is in literally 8 hours from now. So
You're going to go home and sleep?
no, I think I'm gonna like power nap at the office, and then I'm just gonna like set up and stuff.
Hell yeah, that's
So I'm
awesome.
looking forward to that. So it's going to be pretty much For Honor all weekend. Feel free to pop on by twitch.tv/Strippin and hit me up about the show at Strippin on Twitter. This was easily one of my favorite episodes so far. It was great.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
awesome.
I've never had naval combat before. It was awesome.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Bear, what do you got going on this week, and where can people find you?
Hi, BAER Taffy, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. I also host a podcast with Mathis every Friday over on twitch.tv/Roundtable Podcast. We're going to have our boy Dan Giesling going to be on to replace our boy Mathis this week, unfortunately, going down to PAX South. So that'll be fun. You can also catch me daily. We're uploading a Factorio series right now, which is a wonderful game if you haven't played it, actually. We're really having a blast with it. So, yeah, you can catch that on YouTube as well. And I'm streaming Spelunky on Twitch because I refuse to believe that any game has come out since 2012. You know, I like to live in the past.
You got Darkest Dungeon. That's all right.
You're so old school, man. You're so old school.
Oh, Darkest Dungeon is so good though.
Old school Twitcher. I got
So
you.
yeah.
good.
Maggie, what do you
Definitely.
got going on this week? Where can people find you?
I'm also going old school. Lots of Minecraft. Stop it, Scott.
Scott
Stop.
just wants to give the shocker to everybody.
Oh my God.
Oh, come
Scott.
on.
I'm gonna get you a sign that it has that on that now. You can find me at Margaret Crone on all the places: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the places. Content starting back up. My PCs should be good to go. I did a couple test streams, so I'll be streaming right after this. I'm gonna be playing probably Minecraft because I'm really addicted to Minecraft. I just discovered Minecraft. This is so sad. I knew that I didn't want to play it before because I knew I was gonna get addicted to it, and here I am now. So
Addicted.
addicted,
understandable.
yeah.
You're excused. It's totally fine.
It's so bad. Help me. Someone please send help.
Scott.
yeah.
No, Maggie, go ahead. You got anything else?
No, and then I'm going to be doing like a Resident Evil 7 series with
yes.
another friend of mine,
So
which
good.
is like a dual thing that's going to be starting next Tuesday and every Tuesday from that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Scott, where can people find you? What you got going on this week?
I am on Twitter at Daleric, and tomorrow I'm going to be bored because everybody wants to go to PAX South.
That's like some.
Leaving me for PAX.
3 of the 5 are going to be at
Go
PAX.
hang out with people.
I know, right? Social lives. Who needs them?
So lonely.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll live.
As for me, you can find me at twitter.com/MathisGames and youtube.com/JudgeMathisGames. I just did an episode on Dungeon Keeper. That was really, really fun. The next Judge Mathis, because I don't have the time to like do a game properly, because I'm doing PAX South and I don't have the time to play through something, I'm doing a really silly top 10 video. Top 10 birds in video games, and it's going to be ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to
Are
be
you gonna
ridiculous.
do like the pigeon boyfriend game?
All I'm saying is like some of the birds on there aren't actually birds, and it's just great. It's gonna be
You did
amazing.
the
What-
top
but-
5 birds in gaming, and you couldn't even find 5 birds.
10. I did 10 birds. Top 10
okay.
birds.
Well,
all right.
Yeah, that might run a little low.
It was.
then.
I was scraping the bottom of the barrel there. So
I feel
that's
like I could
awesome.
think of 10 birds in
Big
video.
Birds Counting Adventures. Come on.
Listen, that needs to be entertaining, Scott. At the very least.
Angry Birds.
Angry Birds is on there. Don't you
There's
worry.
tons of birds just in Angry.
If Angry Birds was not on there, like, what are you, what?
Listen, it's on there.
There's the bird from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. That's, yeah, Scott, the Assassin's Creed bird. Yeah, got it.
Number 1.
Other than that, we usually do a Star Wars show every Thursday at the same time here on this channel, but because 3 of the 5 of us are not going to be around, we're all going to be at PAX South. Tomorrow's show will be canceled, but starting next week, we'll be back to 2 shows a week for as long as people are around. So thank you guys. It's been awesome. The support has been great for this channel. I just have to thank you guys. It's been fantastic. And we will be back next Wednesday for Edge of Morality, week 12. Thank you guys so much again, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.